and no hand swiping or carding. And let me show you if we can get this thing stuck on the inside without carding down this film like you see with a lot of tinters, even the way that I've tried to teach some of the new guys. But I just want to show you what's necessary and what's absolutely not necessary when you're tinting windows like this. I am going to move the camera to the inside like I did in the last video, and this is going to be unedited because, believe it or not, I've had people say, oh, well, you put something on the back glass, you put baby powder, you did this, you did that. That's not the case. In all honesty, I don't ever do that. There's no need to do that. I'm doing it in these videos just to show you guys different ways to do things. Everybody does things differently, learns things differently. What works for you may not work for the next guy. But if I know how to do these methods, I might as well teach it, all of it, because at the end of the day, just getting one of you guys some help is what really motivates me, to tell you the truth. So when y'all guys put a message on my videos and saying, man, this has really helped me, that's what fires me up. That's what gets me going. You know, there wasn't YouTube when I started tinting. I learned this is a trial by fire. I learned it all just by trial and error. All right, so glass is just clean with just water. So it's just clean, soap and water. Remember, let's go back to that blue towel that we're gonna moisten up just a hair. Don't need to be a lot. A lot of times I'll wring some of that water out. We'll let that marinate right there. She ain't going nowhere. All right, let's come in here and do an air trim. This particular window, I had to cut it out at 36. I've got about 5 inches of extra material on the top. I'm going to do an air trim right here. Bang. So I've got my extra cut off at the top. So I'm going to take that edge where I see it's basically the film is cut. I'm going to line it up with my blackout on this window. And I really appreciate y'all guys hanging out with me, stopping in. Y'all's time is precious. Anytime y'all spend time with me, I appreciate it. We should all be teachers. If we know something, teach somebody something. As I've said several times, there's no need to pull that stuff tight. No need for it. I want them fingers there. I want to shrink them fingers down, like I've told y'all before. Like I said, this is some technique, some style, in conjunction with working with what I believe is a very high quality film. Like I said, this is not going to be edited. I want y'all to see, to be able to look up there and look at the size of the fingers in this window. And that's going to tell you how much shrinking needs to happen when you have that large of fingers on there. When I say this is going to be a no touch, we're not carding it, we're not wiping it with a glove. We're just going to straight shrink this thing down, and we're going to stick it on the glass just like that on the inside. And I'm going to show you what your results can be with technique. Like I said, Lumar is probably one of the best films to be able to chase fingers out. And this is what I'm going to tell you about chasing fingers. It is the only film that I know of that you can chase a finger out, meaning start heating and just run it right out of the window. And I'm not going to touch any bit of it. Like I said, no editing. This is going to be straight from here. I'm going to move that camera to this mount that I've got mounted on the inside of this glass, and we're going to install it just like this. Now I'm starting at the top of these fingers, and I'm going to run these fingers out. I call it chasing fingers out. You know, maybe I got my own term for this stuff. When all that's locked down on the bottom, that's when I know it's good. Starting here at the furthest end of this large finger. And believe it or not, you can control everything with just the direction of the heat. See how big that finger is up there. I am going to change a camera angle when I'm ready to pull it off, just so you can see where it's at. As a beginner, y'all are probably looking at that just going, no, that's a no-go. And they're not going to teach you that. Like I said, we are running 100% unedited on this one. I'm going to bring it up to the glass. Be careful when you're weeding film. If you have a cutout for a brake light, this is where you take your time to weed this out so you're not ripping into the film. All right, we are weeded out. All right, I am going to disconnect y'all from here. I'm going to place you on this little mount that I've got right here on this door. How's that look? All right, y'all are in there. All right, on this particular Impala, we can remove these headrests. Pop the seat down, pop these little guys out, set them behind the seat. Just make your life easier. This is that little dude I told you we got to stick this film behind right here. Now there's a rubber gasket that is putting pressure on this glass. So this is a finesse thing right here. Alrighty. I will show you and explain how to get your tint behind this little booger here. These cars here are pretty good about not having the sail panels come in contact with the glass. I don't know if you can pick it up in the video. You can see the blackout, and these panels are pretty far away from that blackout, so that's a good thing. You won't sit there, they won't argue with you on those. All right, we've got a decent little squeegee happen. I'm gonna come into my big yellow. Control that water. Always finish off with this little guy right here, the little Titan. All right. Go snatch that film. Come in, rotate around, go to the far back in that glass, go as far back in that glass as you can. Start your scooching. Here we go. So once I know I'm getting to the end, and I can see the daylight getting covered up. All right, I've covered. Now what I do is I look on the sides. If I'm covering on the sides, this is what I do. I haven't rolled it up yet and touched this cover. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up under here, pull that cover down. I'm holding it down, just doing a tuck. Tuck it up underneath there, roll it up, finesse. Don't force it. All right, so it's up underneath there. Finesse, finesse, finesse. All right, so she's tucked. So the first thing I'm gonna do, grab this squeegee here, separate my center. Here we go, we're gonna pull left. Squeegeeing it out. I'm gonna run my squeegee up underneath that brake light. So, as I always telling y'all, divide stuff up. So, I've got this half done. I'm gonna pull some tension over here. That booger squeegee. So here we go. I'm gonna dip underneath this taillight, come up around. See that? All right, we are to a point now, we are about 75% squeegee. Wetting that down for basically sliding purposes. Squeegee the bottom out. More water / lube. Going back to the bulldozer. As always, I start in the center. Very hard pressure, guys. Very hard pressure. All right. So now I've squeegeed with the rubber edge on there. I'm gonna run across this because might as well just hit it before I even get out there and take a look at it to see where I'm at. So as of right now, as I can see, I don't have any fingers in the sides or anything. Now, I may have one underneath this taillight, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna see it the first time you're gonna see it, basically. All right, got that there. There you have it. A no-touch shrink. Dip back behind that brake light. Apologize for the lighting here, guys. It's terrible. But I want you to see down the sides. I haven't put no heat to it. That is just squeegeeing on the outside. You have a little finger right there popping up. Got a finger there. Let's go grab some heat. Pretty stoked to be working with that little guy right there. That's it. There it is, folks. Hope this can help some of you out. And as always, do that like and subscribe. Why not, right?